I think 7 minutes. Uh, 7 minutes. So we are back live here at Seymour. I apologize for that. We seem to have some. Hopefully, we're through our technical difficulties,
Yeah,
Zach.
hopefully now.
Okay, but so we've got a rivalry game coming in tonight, and we're excited to be here. Beautiful night here at Seymour High School, as hopefully the sun will set, the lights are on, and I've got a great game for you guys. So stay tuned. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. All right, Zach. We are live and ready to go here at Seymour. So thank you for tuning in. We've got a rivalry game, as all of them are, seems like lately. But we've got the Naugatuck Greyhounds coming in at 11-5 versus Seymour Wildcats, who are at 14-2. So big game. This is a makeup game back from April. At the time when the game was called due to rain, both teams were tied 3-3. So we got our starting lineup up here for Seymour. Pitching, Skylar Barton at first, Mia Cunningham, second, Ava Chernak, shortstop, Taylor Garano, third base, Juliana Rauchi, behind the plate, Kylie Testone, left field, Peyton McDaniel, Megan Sudamick in center field, and Sophia Hines in right field. I think actually in center field we have Mia Cunningham, actually, so that's a mistake on our part. So apologize. Mia Cunningham is out in.
No.
Oh no, it is me. Okay, so maybe there's a switch on us here. Want to thank DBAT Training, Trumbull,
There you go.
Connecticut, Cheshire, and Bloomfield for all your training needs, softball, lacrosse, one of the premier indoor facilities here in Connecticut. Want to thank them for sponsoring our player of the game here between Seymour Wildcats and the Naugatuck Greyhounds. Seymour comes in the last 10, 9-1, having outscored opponents 99-20. Zach, talk about offensive explosion and offensive
And
dominance.
defense prowess too, only giving up 20 runs over that 10-game stretch.
Yeah, yeah. Also, want to thank Zoe's Pizza for the wonderful pre-game food. Thanks for the support. If you're in Seymour or in the area, make sure you take a trip down to Zoe's Pizza for some delicious pizza. So, first pitch by Barton to Sophia Onofrio is strike one. Strike two fouled by Onofrio. No balls, two strikes for Onofrio.
It was coming our way.
Yeah, coming our way, Zach.
Get a couple of gloves, maybe start catching some foul balls over here.
So something that we saw in the last game. So Sophia is a senior here. Takes ball one. Senior, but something we saw in the last game. Seymour now this is our second game here for softball. They're young, but Naugatuck's got a couple seniors here that, unlike the last team that we saw play against Seymour, high
Oh, that's
ball
coming our
coming
way.
our way,
Heads,
Zach.
heads.
Oh,
Oh,
almost out of play. Left fielder Mia Cunningham almost got it.
yeah, she went flying into that railing too.
Yeah, good thing there's some padding there on the net on the fence there. But so one ball, two strikes. As the sun comes down here in Seymour, beautiful night tonight in Seymour for this game. Temperatures not really that cool. Roped to the left, played well by excuse me by Cunningham.
No, that's
I'm sorry,
Peyton McDaniel on left.
Peyton McDaniel. That's right. That's right. I apologize about that.
That came off the bat strong. We haven't seen much of that in the first game against Barton pitching. Not many power hits over there for
So
who did they play last time?
Oxford,
Oxford.
Leah Chatfield up the middle. Looks like runner's gonna go. So quick two hits here on Seymour, which is again, Zach, uncharacteristic from our last game. But Leah Chatfield able to get on base with a single. Next up is Karen Bombre. She's a senior. So Naugatuck so far has had two seniors and Leah Chatfield, who just was in the two spot. She's your pitcher, so she's only a junior. So two seniors and a junior here to lead it off for Naugatuck. Runner stay. Ball is down low. Ball one.
If you're Barton here, you just got to get it out. Let your defense make a play here. Don't let the first two hits rattle you.
Big big cut by Bombre. So strike one.
A little off speed there from Barton. Batter for Naugatuck out in front of it, probably expecting a fastball.
Strike two. Fouled off down the right side. So Barton here getting ahead. One ball, two strikes. No outs. Top of the first. Runners on first and second. Let's see if Seymour can get some outs here and make something happen. Swings. That's hit hard.
That is,
Over the fence. Wow.
that's a three.
Naugatuck comes up 3-0 here. Bombre with a bomb into left field. Zach, that was probably, I don't know, it's probably 30, 40 feet behind the fence. She got under that.
Yeah, I mean that
That was
was.
a bomb out to left field. So Naugatuck off to a hot start. Three batters up, 3-0 start, no outs here.
Yeah, I mean it was just fastball. Just looked right down the middle from our angle. I mean, as a high school varsity softball player, you're not gonna miss that pitch, and it hurts Seymour here as they're down 3-0. I mean, we didn't even see McDaniel turn around to go chase the ball at all.
She's once it left the bat, she saw it
Yeah,
going out. So next up for Naugatuck, Catherine Umland, who's only a junior here. So Naugatuck went senior, junior, senior, junior. Naugatuck up 3-0 here, top of the first, no outs. First ball was a ball. Let's see if Barton can settle down here. Big swing, strike one. She's late on that, Zach. So 1-1 is the pitch count. To Barton, let's see if she can get up, limit the damage here.
yeah.
Naugatuck up 3-0 on a home run by Aaron Bombre. A bomb. Pitch is low, down the right side. That's going to be out. Excuse me, out. So foul ball.
I mean, so far we've seen Barton get ahead on three of the four Naugatuck batters with two strikes, and then she's got to kind of throw something out of the zone in the dirt, maybe get someone to chase a bit instead of just trying to go right for the jugular with the fastball.
Low. That looks like ball two. So 2-2 here to Umland. Naugatuck up 3-0 here. Top of the first off Bombre bomb. Ooh, big swing, strike one. So Barton gets the next batter strike out on 5 pitches, Zach. So that's probably a good sign here for Seymour.
Yeah, it is. Out is a good sign for Seymour.
So next up for Naugatuck, Phoebe Jagello, another senior. So again, there's a pattern here. We've gone senior, junior, senior, junior, senior. So Phoebe throwing the bunt down, that goes out. That's strike two. So Bartlett able to get the advantage here in terms of balls and strikes. So let's see here if she can get out of this inning.
Oh,
High fly ball. Looks like it's in play. First baseman with the catch. Mia Cunningham.
that
So
was coming right at us off the
yeah,
bat. I was looking up for.
yeah. So three pitches there, Zach,
I mean,
to get the out.
the biggest thing you've seen is Barton hasn't thrown a lot of balls. She's thrown a lot of strikes, but the
Yeah,
ones that have been hit hard. I
hard.
mean, the
Yeah.
first two batters, singles lined into the gaps, and then you had that big three-run homer, and there's a nice fastball from Barton. So, I mean, she's been doing well with control of the ball. It's just when she's ahead on the count, two pitches, maybe throw a riser, throw something in the dirt, see if you can get a chase, make it easier on yourself.
So up for Naugatuck is Bethany Griffith Carroll, a junior. So again, we've gone senior, junior here for the Naugatuck lineup, which is a little bit different than Seymour and also than what we've seen, from Oxford the other night. So two strikes, ball one. That looked like a strike from here, but again, we're at in a unique angle here in terms of where we're sitting and where the camera is. So one ball, two strikes to Carroll here, two outs. Naugatuck up 3-0. Ball low, 2-2. Let's see if Naugatuck can extend this inning or if Barton can shut them down here. Carroll patient here. I thought she was going to chase it, give her the green light there, but ball was pretty low. So 3-2 to Carroll. Two outs. Naugatuck up 3-0.
Oh,
Ooh, almost hit a car going by. So foul ball to the right. Still 3-2 here to Carroll. Two outs. Naugatuck winning 3-0. Barton a wheel right down the middle. Looks like that was tipped. I didn't see it from here. It looked like it was in the dirt, but umpire foul ball. Barton a wheel again. Full count. Off again to the right. Looks like that's late, right? That's a late
yeah.
swing, getting late on it. The ball's going to the right side of the field there.
She's late, but the only thing it does help is if you foul it off, you're getting the timing down. Well, this is where potentially I'd look at maybe something off speed here, and that's what she
So,
does.
so takes her down on strikeout number two for Barton. We'll come back at the bottom of the first here. Naugatuck clinging, or I should say clinging, up on a 3-0 to start the first inning.
And as we hit the bottom of the first here, let's introduce you to your starting Seymour batting lineup. Batting first, we have Peyton McDaniel. Batting second, we have Maggie Sudamick. Batting third, we have Juliana Rauchi. In the cleanup spot, we have Mia Cunningham, followed by Kylie Testone, Sophia Hines, Taylor Guano, Gina Marcinic, I know I butchered that, and then Ava Chernak. It'll be low to McDaniel, and she's ahead on the count 2-0. For those just joining us, Naugatuck had a home run there in the top of the first, and they lead 3-0 over Seymour. His pitch to McDaniel will be lined right to the second baseman for Naugatuck, and that'll be out one for Seymour. And now coming to bat for Seymour will be Maggie Sudamick. First pitch will be in there for a strike. that'll be off speed into the dirt. And Sudamek will fall behind in the count 0-2. Pitching for Naugatuck is Gianna Bush. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it's actually Leah Chatfield. And that'll be high. Make the count 1-2 here. He'll be fouled out of play by Sudamek. Staying alive. He'll be dropped. That'll be a strikeout on the throw from the catcher. First baseman, that'll be out number 2 for Naugatuck. And now up to bat for Seymour will be Juliana Rauchi. See if she can get something going here for Seymour. Otherwise, they will be facing a 1-2-3 bottom first inning here. Rauchi will get a hold of one, hit it deep out, and that'll be over the Naugatuck head. She's going for 3 here. The throw will be not in time, and she'll be down with a stand-up triple there for Juliana Rauchi to get the Seymour offense started. So a little bit of 2-out magic there with Rauchi delivering with a triple. And now coming to bat will be Mia Cunningham looking to bring Rauchi in from third. And that'll be in there for a ball. Looks like the ump has a bit of dust in his eye or something there. So he will step out, and catcher will go out to Chatfield to have a bit of a discussion here after Rauchi just hit a stand-up triple with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. That'll be outside. 2-0 count. That'll be in there for strike 1 for Chatfield. 2-1 count. Cunningham up to bat with Kylie Testone waiting on deck. And Cunningham gets a piece of it, fouls it off. Count will be 2-2. Rauchi waiting on third. That'll be low. And now we have a full count here. 3-2, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Rauchi on third. Cunningham awaiting the payoff pitch. Fouled off. So we will do it again here. 3-2, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Cunningham up to bat. Cunningham will get it through the gap, and that'll score Rauchi there. With 2 outs here, Seymour's getting a little magic going. And Seymour will cut into that Naugatuck lead and make it 3-1 here. Of the bottom first here, 2 outs, a little 2-out rally going for Seymour as Kylie Testone will come into the box. And that'll be fouled off. So Chatfield was having a pretty easy inning for Naugatuck up until Juliana Rauchi kind of awoken Seymour with that stand-up triple, followed by a Mia Cunningham single to cut into that 3 lead that Naugatuck had in the first. And that'll be hit well by Testone out, and it'll be caught to end the inning there. So Seymour gets one back, kind of cuts into the deficit, and we will be back at the top of the second. So we're back here at the top of the second. Gianna Bush comes to bat for Naugatuck, awaiting the pitch from Skylar Barton. Bush will get ahead of it, and that'll be an easy play there for Chernak. And that'll be one out there for Seymour. And now and now batting for Naugatuck is Lanaya Diaz. That'll just be foul. Almost caught there by Mia Cunningham over at first base. Would have been a great play. So one strike here, one out, top of second for Seymour. Seymour trails 3-1, and here comes the pitch from Barton. It'll be fouled away by Diaz.
All right, Zach. So we're back here, 3-1. Seymour gets one run on there, but still down 3-1. Diaz up here. So
And that'll be outside. 1-2 count here.
Diaz, another senior, Zach. So we've got a pretty experienced Naugatuck squad, and Naugatuck's known for really playing hard in terms of their program. They can hit the ball, as we saw in that first inning, but here in the second, they haven't been able to get anything. One out, 2-2 to Diaz.
Yeah, Barton's kind of settled in a little bit here. Oh,
Again, a lot of fall balls to that first base side, Zach. So what does that mean? They're swinging late, getting a
yeah,
late swing on that.
they're getting late on it. I mean, Barton, when she throws that fastball, it comes at you really fast. A lot of closer pitching than with Seymour baseball, but you don't have a lot of time to react. You got to be quick to it, at least foul it off and work on that timing.
Another ball to the first baseman, easy out here for the second out of the inning. Up next for Naugatuck, number 14, Melanie DeJesus, who is a junior here. So again, uh, we've seen this happen. Senior, junior rotation. Other than the freshman Gianna Bush, who's a freshman for Naugatuck, we've seen kind of a lot of experience here for Naugatuck. Hard swing, little late there though, Zach.
Yeah,
Strike one for Barton.
Barton's been since that first three batters. She's kind of settled down and she's got her command back, working off speed, working the fastball, and the Naugatuck second part of the lineup has looked very confused.
Ooh, that looked like a strike, but looks like no. Yeah, strike two.
I don't think he.
Yeah, I didn't see his motion, but we're going with the scoreboard here. So strike two. Nope, ball one. Yeah, that's what I thought. His motions, he didn't motion for strike, so it looked like a strike from here though. Low in the dirt, swing for DeJesus. That'll go foul. So one ball, two strikes. Barton ahead here in terms of the pitch count on DeJesus. 2 outs, 3-1 Naugatuck here, top of the second inning. Sun has finally settled over the valley here in Seymour. Goes into the dirt to get it. Shortstop. Quick 1-2-3 inning here for Seymour. Taylor Garano with a nice put out short here. So Seymour got one in that bottom of the first. Let's see if they can extend this lead here. So, as we said in the beginning, Seymour is coming off 9-1 over the last 10, outscoring opponents 99-20. But Naugatuck 6-4. They both teams come in. This is a big game for both teams. I know in the pregame, which I think we were airing, we talked a little bit about uh, the standings. Seymour currently sitting in that number 2 spot for the NVL. Naugatuck in the 4 or 5 spot, kind of trying to see where they pan out. There's still a lot of baseball to be played. Excuse me, Naugatuck in the 6th spot, Seymour in that 2nd spot for the NVL. So still some pretty big games to be played over the next 10 days here in the Naugatuck Valley League for softball, which will also have ramifications for state tournament teams. So I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, especially DBAT Training Facility in Trumbull, Cheshire, Bloomfield for all your training needs. Check out DBAT here in Connecticut, one of the state's premier training facilities when it comes to all things sports, whether that's baseball, lacrosse, soccer, football. They've got you covered, and they've got a wonderful facility in Trumbull, which is the closest. Cheshire's probably same distance, but Trumbull, Cheshire, and Bloomfield, Connecticut. So give them a look. Make sure to follow them on social media. So up to bat for Seymour here at the bottom of the second. Looks like we're gonna have
Sophia Hines.
Sophia Hines here, junior, playing right field tonight. Leah Chatfield on the mound for Naugatuck. That's ball one. So I apologize. I had to take a break here. High ball two for Chatfield, but I know Seymour got on the board there on the first inning off of a triple that drove in off of a single. So they weren't able to capitalize on runners left on base, but Chatfield deals ball three, 3-0 here to Hines. Zach, we've seen this in this game too. Seymour players very patient at the plate.
Yeah, as you said, there's a walk. I mean, I, it's been weird though because they've been patient, but there's some batters that like to get on it right away from the start. And I mean, that's what we saw with Rauchi. Well, Mia Cunningham worked the full count, but Rauchi went right at them, hit a triple, got him
Taylor
in business.
Garano up here. First hit to the shortstop, Bombre. She legs out a single though, so Garano reaches to first. Hines is out on the assist by Bombre here, who had the big home run in that first. Yeah, she's got some work there on her arm and her throwing arm. So up to bat, Gianna Marcinek here. It's high ball one. Runner on first, 1 out for Seymour. Garano on first. So let's see here if Seymour can rally and get some more runs on the scoreboard. Hines with a hard ball to the third baseman to get Garano, but again, runner advances to first. So Naugatuck hasn't been able to turn that double play.
Yeah, I don't know why Corona didn't try to slide and potentially beat it out. Normally that's something you look at. They kind of tell you got to slide into second, just not late, obviously, and take out the shortstop or second baseman. But normally you got to slide just to make it easier for shortstop or second base to get a throw to first.
Next up is our second baseman, Ava Chernak Jr. here for Seymour. She takes ball one, so 2 outs, runner on first. Chernak up, 1 ball, no strikes. Fouled off to behind, far behind, so 1-1. Chatfield wheeling and dealing here. Has had 2 runners on, but the defense has been stellar here, being able to get the outs at second base. Again, high fly ball on the right side, and that's going to be an out for Naugatuck. So Chernak goes out, 4 batters face for Chatfield. So Seymour again be able to get a runner on base, but not able to bring them in to put a dent in this 3-1 lead
Yeah,
for Naugatuck.
yeah, and I will say they're at least getting some contact on the ball, getting it in play. We saw in that Oxford game, Oxford made some errant throws, things like that. So we'll see how it turns out, and we'd like to thank one of our other premier sponsors, Hartford Healthcare. They do a lot with us, and actually, I don't know, Dino, if you want to mention about our upcoming.
Charity Golf Classic on June 3rd, Monday, June 3rd, down at Shorehaven Country Club. So we're excited to be back at Shorehaven once again for our charity golf outing, Golf Classic, sponsored by Hartford Healthcare. So this year, excited to have Hartford Healthcare on board as a premier sponsor, and really excited. This will be our 4th year for our charity golf classic. Zach, I think we have like one foursome left, but we have plenty of sponsorship opportunities available. If you're a local business looking to market at our charity golf classic, check out our website at www.projectpurple.org to learn more about our charity golf classic. So up here in the top of the third, top of the order for Naugatuck, Sophia Onofrio started the game with a single. She really got things going. Senior.
Yeah, and those first three batters, all hard hit balls here. If you're Barton, you're looking to get on them early and kind of don't get caught throwing the fastball. They had the timing down on like second half of the lineup for Naugatuck, as we saw a bunch of foul balls. They were late on it.
Yeah. So ball one low. So let's see how Barton plays this time around with the top of the order here for Naugatuck. And like you said, they got honor. So Nofrio fouls the ball off down the third base line into the Seymour dugout here. 1-1 for Nofrio. Zach, she every time she comes out of the batter's box, she kind of gets like into her swing and looks like she's kind of like really systematic about her swing here. Really patient batter. So fouls off to the right side. Again, we saw that a lot in that inning when Naugatuck had that rally. A lot of foul balls to the right, so it means they're swinging late, getting late on the ball. So really patient in terms of waiting for the right pitch to hit.
It's also very difficult because Barton does a good job of switching her pitches up, as that looked like that was a little bit. I don't know what she threw, but it was slower off speed stuff there. She's been good at working in the fastball, working in some of her off speed stuff, kind of confusing the Naugatuck lineup a little bit after the first three batters kind of took her pitches and what she's had and hit them hard, and then uh, Bombage had that big three-run home run there. But since then, Barton settled down quite a bit.
Another foul ball behind the backstop, over the backstop, I should say. So that last one that she fouled off Onofrio to the third base line looks like it hit her foot. She came up hobbling a little bit. So let's see if that impacts her here. Again, she steps out, takes a check swing. I don't know if that's like gamemanship or if you're just trying to rattle the pitcher, trying to get the pitcher out of the routine of just like, getting and going here. Barton wheels again through the gap. Patience by Onofrio, waiting for the right pitch, but she got that one by Garano. Tried to make a stab for it, but got through her. So, again, very similar to that first inning. In between that shortstop and third base, that little gap there. So, next up for Naugatuck, Leah Chatfield, who also reached on the first with a single. Again, down that third base, between the third baseman and the shortstop. First ball's low.
Yeah, and all the hits that Barton's give up, they've been real hits, hard hit balls. It's not like it's anything choppy or slow rollers. But she's done a good job of getting ahead in the count. She just can't find the pitch to get the out.
Another hit up the gap. Quick
Ooh.
release by the center fielder, Maggie Sudamick, to the shortstop, but safe at second. So, Zach, here we are again, top of the order here.
2-1.
Bombre up, who hit a bomb in that first inning. So, same two batters up. A little bit different here. I mean, in that Oxford game, yeah, we've got something in the field here. Apologize. Looks like someone tossed a beach ball to the field here. That's kind of odd. But in that first game that we saw last week with Oxford, the interior defense for Seymour was ironclad. Like nothing got out of that infield. Bombre with a big swing there. Foul ball off the backside. Looks like she was late on that though, Zach.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it's lucky because that
Yeah,
looked it was a hard
hard
foul ball
pitch.
off there.
Yeah. So count is 0 balls, 1 strike to Bombre. Huge hit in the first inning. 3-run home run.
Oh,
Again, gets under it. Center fielder going back off the top of the fence. Wow. Zach, I'm speechless. Bombre with another 3-run homer here. Similar style here, except that was in like left center, but stunned here at Seymour High School. Naugatuck up 6-1 off 2 home runs by Erin Bomberry. I may have been pronouncing her last name incorrectly, so I apologize. But Bomberry, Erin Bomberry, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs here.
like Aaron Baum, she just hits the ball out of
She
the
hit
ballpark every time.
2 home runs, shortstop. Wow,
6 RBIs on the game for her, all six for Naugatuck.
wow. So next up for Naugatuck Junior, Catherine Umlin. Let's see if Seymour can get out of this inning again. Very similar to that first inning. No outs. 3 runs have come in on this inning. Hard hit over the third baseman. Left field. Stopped the ball. Peyton McDaniel over to shortstop. But Zach, Seymour looks a little defeated here.
Yeah, I mean, I was just
You
about
can
to
see
say
the
the same
body
thing.
language a bit here as Naugatuck got on. And, same player, same style, two home runs, and I don't know here. I know that the run rule is 10. You know, uh,
I think you got to at least play 4 innings first.
yeah.
So,
So
if as long as the
we got some air traffic coming over us. So local airport in Oxford looks like we got a G5 coming in.
the Project Purple G5.
Wishful thinking, Zach. But runner on first, Phoebe Gingalo here to bat. Senior, Catherine Umland on first, no outs. Naugatuck up 6-0. Bought down. Let's see if they can turn two. They're going to get one. Barton goes to first, gets one out. Probably the smart play there. Get
Yeah,
it out. Looks like the Umlin was already on her way to second base. She would have been safe. Next up for Naugatuck, Bethany Griffin Carroll, a junior here. So let's see if Barton can get Seymour out of this inning. Down 6-1 with one out. Wheels. That looked like a strike from here, Zach. I don't know. Looks like a
uh,
ball one.
I don't think he called it. They've been doing
No.
all the delayed strikes.
Yeah. These. I don't know. This is like, it's hard to see these calls here from this angle.
It'll be. I think it was hit off of home plate first there, so that'll be a foul ball.
So 1 ball, 1 strike to Carroll. Runner on second. Naugatuck up 6-1 here at the top of the third. Wheels, strike call. Strike two for Barton on Carroll. Runner on second. Looks like first baseman's up a bit. Third base is, they're pretty up.
Get the corners in case of a.
A
I guess
bunt,
maybe a
squeeze
bump.
play, maybe. I don't
I
know.
don't know why you'd bunt with two strikes. If it goes
Yeah,
foul, you're out. But
yeah. Not anymore. I think she had the bunt before earlier in the count when she got up. So hard swing. Barton gets her. Strike three for Carroll. That looks like 3 strikeouts for Barton. Next up is 21 freshman Gianna Bush for Naugatuck. The sole underclassman in the lineup, Zach. Ball low. Looks like runner looked like Umlin on second. Looked like she may have tried to go steal third, but
yeah,
catcher gave her a look and she got back to that base pretty quick.
I don't think we saw any stolen bases in the Seymour Oxford game.
No, no. So Barton, 1 ball, 2 outs, hard hit, foul ball, strike one on Bush. So Barton looks like she settled in a little bit here, Zach. This lineup. She just seems to have had some trouble with those first 3 hitters for Naugatuck to start this game, and that's kind of been the difference here in this game.
Yeah, it has, especially when you have someone who hits 2 home runs. That's a very defeating blow, especially as a pitcher. It's hard to shake off too, because then you got that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, strike three,
Barton's
or
done a
excuse me, strike two.
Barton's done a good job. Besides those top three, four batters this inning, because we know Umland had a single after. But besides those three, four batters, she's had no issue with the rest of the
Yeah,
lineup.
and it's really those 2 pitches to Bomberry, right? Strike three. So ends the inning on a strikeout. So 2 strikeouts to end the inning. But Zach, those 2 pitches, I'm sure Barton would want back from the same player, right? That first home run was about, I don't know, 30 feet beyond the fence. The second one hit the top of the fence. I again, angles, it's hard to tell, right? Like in terms of where that ball was headed. For the center fielder, if she could have maybe taken a stab at it or grab at it, but easy from the stands, from our point of view, to say that, except when you're out in the field. But 2 pitches have really been the difference here for Seymour and for Naugatuck, right? This is why Naugatuck's up 6-0 from 6-1, excuse me. On this game, they've got a five run lead here as we go to the bottom of the third. So
Yeah, I mean, I think the only good thing for if you're Seymour is you get the top of the lineup coming up. You maybe get a runner on. You got to get some runners on base, right? That's the main issue. Besides Rauchi and Cunningham with those 2 hits back to back, there's been nothing put in play or nothing hit well enough to kind of force them to make a play. Even if it's tough, it's been slow ground balls, fly outs, pop outs, things like that. And it's you're not going to win games like that. And I mean, you're kind of seeing right now that Seymour's having some trouble getting the bats going. I mean, defensively they've been fine. Besides Bomberry and the first 2 batters for Naugatuck, it's been it's been very good, very easy for them.
want to thank another local sponsor that's been big supporter of Project Purple Sports, especially here in Seymour, is Zoe's Pizza, based out of Seymour, Connecticut. So if you're in the area, make sure you go down to Zoe's, say hello to the wonderful people that work there, enjoy some great pizza, and thank you, Zoe's Pizza, for all the support. So up here, number 4, Peyton McDaniel to lead off the bottom of the third. So Seymour comes back with their top of their lineup here. Peyton McDaniel Jr. playing left field tonight. But Zach, something we just second ball here for McDaniel. The Naugatuck team seems pretty fired up. They were just clapping, cheering, talking to each other right before the start of this inning. So two tales of two teams in terms of body language, right? We saw that Seymour team strike one there for
I'd be
Chatfield.
I'd be fired up too. You're six runs, 2 home runs.
Oof. Chatfield wheels. Big cut by Peyton McDaniel. So count is now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if Seymour can put some runs on the board here and make this a closer game. Chatfield gets the strikeout on McDaniel. She walks back to the dugout. She seems upset. Next up for Seymour, Maggie Sudamick, the center fielder, number 13. She's a junior. See if Seymour can get something on the board here. Third baseman Fields.
Great play there.
Sudamic's quick. She got down there. That was close. That was a close play. She almost beat that out, Zach. So, if you're Seymour here, 2 outs, bottom of the third here.
It's
No,
exactly where they were in the bottom of the first. Juliana
yeah,
Rauchi's got it started. Mia Cunningham kept it going. I mean, if you're Seymour, you don't need that big home run hit. You
no.
just need runners on base.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say, Zach. So that's a great segue. So down to third base line again. 1, 2, 3 inning for Chatfield on maybe 6 pitches, Zach. So, I don't know if maybe if that was a strategy for Seymour to come out and take those, swing at that first pitch if it's a strike, but not to any success here. 1, 2, 3 inning for Chatfield, and Naugatuck goes to the top of the fourth, up 6-1. So, Zach, here we see body language here. Not that we're body language experts, but we see a little bit different body language, from the Naugatuck team versus the Seymour team, trying to find, some positives here to stay in this game, maybe come back. I know they got their 1, 2, 3 down in that bottom of the third inning. So Barton did settle in after the first three, which we kind of saw beginning of the game. So let's see here as Nagata comes up with their bottom of their lineup. If Barton can have a 1, 2, 3 inning similar to like what she did in the first go around with this team.
Yeah, and then the only thing, if you're Seymour, if you can't get any runs in that next bottom fourth, you may have to start looking about potentially in the top five. If it gets back up to the top three hitters, you might need to potentially or intentionally walk Bombery. You don't want to give her a chance to end the game in the top, not end it. You get a
Yeah.
chance to recover, but you don't want to go down 9-1, 10-1, whatever it is at that point if she is 2 on. So
So up to bat for Naugatuck, Diaz, a senior, number 3. Barton on the mound, ready to pitch. Naugatuck up 6-1 here, top of the fourth. Hard swing by Diaz, strike one. So Barton's been able, and we've seen this in both games. She's been able to really get advantage on the pitch count, right? Um, tonight unfortunately we just have seen 2 pitches kind of get away from her in terms of hitter. Strike two looking by Diaz. So no balls, 2 strikes here. Top of the fourth, no outs here. First batter, Diaz for Naugatuck. Let's see if Seymour can contain the Naugatuck Greyhounds here. Strike three. Strikeout for Barton here. That, if my count is right, that's her 5th strikeout of the game, Zach. So she's again, take away those first 3 batters in the Naugatuck lineup. She has pitched a hell of a game. Unfortunately, it's
6-1.
6-1 here,
Yeah.
and it's also those 3. So you got 9 batters. So you can just pitch great to the bottom 6 and not to the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, she just has the bottom four, six, five, well, we'll say 5 or 6 batters completely fooled with what
Yeah.
she's been pitching. But it's just, I mean, she's been even getting ahead on the top 3 batters. It's just been one pitch here that isn't breaking or isn't getting the movement she wants. I don't know exactly what she's throwing, but it's just one pitch that gets away from her, and that's been it. That's been the difference in the game.
DeJesus up for Naugatuck. She takes a hard swing, strike two. Count is 1 ball, Two strikes, one out here. Top of the fourth. Barton wheeling and dealing here, looking for another strikeout on DeJesus. Up. Ooh, that looked like strike three to me here, but that's ball two. So 2-2 count to DeJesus. One out for Naugatuck. Barton's a junior as well, Zach, and I know we mentioned this last game, but hard hit ball to the second baseman. That's out number two. So DeJesus hit the ball pretty hard there, Zach, but second baseman Ava Chernak was able to get a good stop and get that second out. So top of the order here, two outs. So a little bit different than what we've seen the last two times that the lineup has kind of gone through. So
Yeah, but if you if you don't want the same theme here,
Onofrio up, first ball, takes high ball one. So something that we saw, I know we mentioned this with Onofrio, she's really patient, really works the count, really works the uh, the pitches. So it takes that first ball, high ball one. Barton wheels again. Where's it going, Zach?
foul.
Right, foul ball, first base over the dugout. So late swing there, but we saw a lot of this that first and second at bat for these top three hitters for Naugatuck. 1-1 is the pitch count, two outs. Ball two. Nofrio patient.
She's good at working the count here. I mean, and also if you're Barton, you're trying to potentially thinking of what you've thrown to last time, and you're getting kind of playing mind games with yourself here, which you do not want to do. You want to have short-term memory as a pitcher, and should be an
Popped up to Chernak. Excuse me. Garano. So out number three for Naugatuck. Seymour gets out of the inning with no runs. Naugatuck still clinging to a 6-1 lead here as we go to the bottom of the fourth. So let's see, Zach, if that actually changes things in the top of the fifth for Naugatuck, because the last two times that they've scored, we've kind of seen them start with their lineup. So Naugatuck here come out. They're like standing around talking. They
yeah.
seem
This is what
very
they've been
loose.
doing
They seem very, very
every inning
loose.
so far.
Yeah. Let's see if Seymour can capitalize. So up first for Seymour is freshman Mia Cunningham, number 22, playing first base. So let's see if Cunningham, who got Seymour on the board in that first run there, let's see if she can make something happen here against Chapman. Check, check,
Yeah. No, I can't.
check. First ball. So one ball, no strikes. Hard hit. Wow,
Roped.
rip. Freshman Mia Cunningham with a single hard rip down in between first base and second base.
She came to play today for Seymour.
Cunningham showing some poise. So next up is Kylie Testone, the catcher, a junior for Seymour. So one batter on for Cunningham on first base, no outs here. Let's see if Seymour can get a rally here on Chatfield. High first pitch, but that was hard, Zach. Is it me, or is the ball moving a lot faster here for Chatfield as the game is going on?
Yeah, I think she's getting looser, getting more comfortable. We haven't seen much fatigue, but she hasn't. Oh,
Hard hit to the center fielder, dropped by the center field. Cunningham's going to go to third. Wow. Testo with a stand-up double for Seymour. Zach, this might be the rally that Seymour needs here at the bottom of the fourth to make this a closer game than what we've seen. So next up for Seymour, Sophia Hines, the right fielder. And Zach, we're seeing some dancing and singing from the Seymour dugout. So
yeah.
let's see if Seymour woke up here.
Some more life now.
Yeah. No outs, runner on third and second here for Seymour. Hard first pitch, high, ball one. Chatfield. That ball was hit hard by uh, Seymour, by
Yeah.
Testone. Almost went out, but I don't know. Again, it's hard.
She in her first at bat, she just didn't get enough of it, and it was a fly out. But that time she made sure to
Yeah,
really get it. I mean, it
I
was.
it was out there.
I was
That
gonna
was
say it was
yeah.
close to getting out. You know, the center fielder was right back at the wall.
Again, ball three here. So Chatfield seems a little rattled here, Zach. I mean, she seems like she's throwing the ball harder, maybe because it's darker and the ball just looks like it's moving faster. But three balls here.
She's just lost her command. I mean,
Yeah,
she's
ball
been.
four here. So bases are loaded, no outs for our girl, Taylor Gar. No, sorry. Yeah, Taylor Garado, player of the game, the last game, sophomore here for Seymour, shortstop. Let's see if Taylor can make something happen here. Seymour down 6-1.
Oh,
Oh, ball goes by. Cunningham goes home. She's going to score. Seymour gets on the board 6-2. So pass ball. I believe, Zach, that's an RBI on Taylor, right?
yeah, that'll be her RBI. She's in the box. I honestly thought they may have hit her foot there, but
Looks like from the official scorekeeper, that is not an RBI on Taylor, but unearned run, ball in the dirt on the pitcher. So Chatfield again, another ball here. So that's five balls in a row for Chatfield after giving up two hits. Hard hit by Taylor. Good
they'll
grab
tag
by the
up.
right field. Tag up. Run's going to come home. She slid head first. Runner on second goes to first. So Hines over to third, excuse me. So Seymour cuts into this lead, Zach. Now down only 3 runs, 6-3. One out, though, still. Runner on third. That's going to bring up Gianna Marcinick, senior number two here, with a runner on third. So let's see if Gianna can make something happen here, bring in Sophia.
Oh,
First
that's a
pitch is a strike.
delayed
Yeah,
strike
delayed
call.
strike calls. I don't know these Connecticut umpires, baseball and softball, have some slow strike calls here. Hard
That'll
hit
get through.
through the gap. Seymour cuts into the lead, 6-4, one out. But Zach Marcinick gets to first base, so nice hitting by Seymour, Gianna, Marcinick, senior. Next up for Seymour is second baseman Ave Cherdak. One out, runner on first. Seymour with a rally here, scored 3 runs. Hard hit by Cherdak
That's
up to
gonna
the
be
center
a little
field.
short.
Runner will not advance.
You know, I will say though, even though that was an out, they've been really getting to Leah Chatfield here.
Yeah, she's had a lot of pitches, Zach.
They've been getting to Leah Chatfield a bit here and working some good counts, some good hits, even if they're not, exactly hits. It just makes her think a little bit more with what she's going to throw, and that's what it's about. You saw Barton kind of have a bit of an issue with the first three batters, and then she's been fine, but it stays with you as a pitcher. You got to keep having somewhat of a shorter term memory with some of the things you've been throwing, but it looks like Chatfield's been having a bit of an issue here with her command, and it's when she's been having to throw strikes, she's been throwing them right down the middle of the plate. Seymour's been making her pay.
So Peyton McDaniel, excuse me, back up to see if she can extend this lead and extend this rally. 2 balls, 1 strike here for Chatfield on McDaniel. Top of the order for Seymour. Wow, hit right to the first baseman. Good play on that. So, excuse me, second base. She was playing kind of in between, closer to first. So Naugatuck gets out of the inning, but Seymour puts 3 on the board, makes it a 6-4 game. Naugatuck clinging now to a 2-run lead. Seymour did the damage in that inning, Zach.
However, you know who's coming up to bat in this inning? No, I mean, if you're Seymour, I don't know if you can intentionally walk batters in high school. But if you can, I would consider walking Bombury. Hopefully Barton gets the first batter out, and you can just have no one on. Walk Bombury, and then
I don't think you walk her. I think you pitch to her, but I think you're smart. I don't know.
I don't know if I'd pitch her. She had
Barton has looked excellent, other than the two pitches that she's thrown to Bombre. Right? She she pitched to the top of the lineup for Naugatuck, which has been the difference here. She's pitched a wonderful game, and she pitched great to them. I mean, there were a couple hard hit balls between the gap of second and third between the shortstop and the third baseman. So, you know, 2 feet over, that ball's stopped by our shortstop Taylor Garano. So, I don't know. I think you pitched to her, Zach.
I don't just because she's 2 for 2 and 6 RBIs so far. I mean, if no one's on base, you can. But if there's, I mean, I don't even know. I would pitch to her if the Naugatuck gets on here. But then you kind of get to the point where, well, we're down. We just put 3 up. We're getting momentum back. Do we really want her to take it all away with one swing?
So Chatfield here to lead off the inning for Naugatuck. Let's see if she can get back on base, or if Barton can get her down on strikes, or have her pop up, or ground out. So 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the fifth, Naugatuck clinging to a 2-run lead, 6-4. 2 balls, no strikes. Strike one for Barton. Chatfield, again, similar to Onofrio, really patient. Hard hit, or hard swing, I should say, but foul ball off the top of the backstop. 2-2 is the pitch count here to Chatfield. Barton wheels. Strike three. Gets Chatfield out. So another strikeout for Barton.
Yeah, they just put her on. What did I tell you?
They walked her. So they didn't even pitch. They just put her on. So that's an automatic walk. So I guess in softball, you don't have to throw the 4 pitches. You can just move her as a walk.
Yeah, they kind of changed that rule because then it takes put 4 pitches on your pitcher, things like that. But
So smart move here by Seymour. Walking Aaron Bomberry. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs has been the total offense for Naugatuck. Low. That's going to be foul ball. Umlin takes the first pitch, strike, foul ball. It's just right of the first base line in the outfield, but it's out of bounds.
the only thing that kind of is like annoying with the intentional walk is if you are Bombury and you're like, oh, maybe I get a chance to hit third home run. That's kind of cool. But for Seymour, you don't want even to see
She's
that.
not getting a cycle tonight, Zach.
Yeah. Well, she could potentially go for the home run cycle. She
Yeah,
has 2 3 runs. So
2 run, 3, yeah, 2 3 runs, so it doesn't count, right? So 1 ball, 1 strike to Umlin. Barton wheels. Strike two gets passed, but it looks like that was fouled. Foul ball. Umpire put his hands up. So 2 strikes on Umlin. Naugatuck up 6-4 here. Top of the fifth. Runner on first from an intentional walk, who is the one batter, as you said, you would walk. I said I would have pitched to her, but, you know, foul ball again. Umlin, she's late on that, swinging.
see now you would have had to pitch to her potentially if it was the full top of the order and you're the 2 runners on again. Because then you
Correct.
don't want to walk the bases loaded with no outs. But with no one on the base, rather walk her so she can't swing, get a solo home run, and that'll be hit really high in play
High
though.
fly ball for out number two. So, Zach, I was saying, I'm sure Coach Pereira's, who's the Ken Pereira's, who's the Seymour coach, who's won many state championships. They've got 70 plus game winning records. Knows a lot more about me,
Yeah,
about who to pitch to and who to walk.
yeah, I agree. Even me, but I don't, we don't want to see another home run, especially when you're getting all that progress back.
Hard hit to the shortstop. She goes to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Other than the intentional walk, Barton gets out of the inning with a strikeout. But hats off to Seymour. They look a little fired up here as coach gets them here in a huddle. I love how the teams do this. We've seen this in baseball. We're seeing this here in softball where the teams huddle. I think that's awesome. There's a lot of communication. There's people talking to each other, just making sure everyone's on the same page and just get everyone hyped and get everyone going. Naugatuck again looks very loose coming out of this inning for warm-ups, but they are up 6-4.
But you're only up two now. I don't want to
Correct.
be
Much
too
different
loose
game.
out there.
Much different game. So let's see if Seymour, for Seymour here coming up. I forget who we have coming up here. So it looks like number two hitter, Maggie Sudamick. Yeah, so Sudamick. So top of the order, not the very top, but the second batter here for Seymour. So Seymour put a dent in that lead. So let's see if they can continue that momentum here. They've got Sudamick, Rauchi, and Cunningham, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up in this inning, and let's see if they can extend this inning and make a rally here. So, Chatfield, we saw in that last inning, threw a lot of pitches and had a little bit of issues with her control. Ooh,
Say we
looks
haven't
like
seen many push bunts.
yeah. So were they going for a bunt there? That's interesting. One strike on Sudamick, hard hit, chop down out of. So we're still live here. Our screen has frozen, but we still sound. First ball for Chatfield. So one ball, two strikes on Sudamick here, and Seymour holding to top of the bottom of the fifth. Excuse me. Ball in the dirt, 2-2 here, but Naugatuck, I should say, holding to a 6-4 lead. Chatfield wheels. Ball three, 3-2. So Maggie Sudamick here, very patient, showing a lot of poise here for a junior center fielder. Let's see if she can get Seymour started this inning. Ooh, chases a high pitch. That's going to be out one for Naugatuck, and Sudamick goes out on a strikeout. Chased a high pitch. So next up for Seymour, Juliana Rauchi, sophomore third baseman. Let's see if she can get on the bases here for Seymour as the innings ball one in the dirt, but as we get farther along in this game, see if Seymour can continue to keep the rally going from the last inning. Chatfield wheels again, low ball in the dirt, ball two. So Chatfield we've seen hasn't had great control, thrown a lot of balls here the last two innings, but has been able to get out of some jams. Seymour did put 3 runs on in that last inning, but 3 balls here to Rauchi, Juliana Rauchi, here in this game, and this bottom of the fifth, second batter here, 1 out for Naugatuck. Strike one for Chatfield. Rauchi takes it looking. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Naugatuck up 6-4, the bottom of the fifth. Rauchi hard hit, foul ball, hard swing, uh, Full count here for Naugatuck. You've got three balls, two strikes. Chatfield, Wheeling. Zach, it's getting. I know Zach's. We're dealing with some technical issues here. Hard strike three for Chatfield. Two strikes in a row after full count. So Chatfield wheeling and dealing here. Cunningham up, two outs. Try to see if she can make something happen here. But Chatfield's been able to get herself out of some jams here. First pitch is ball. Oh, excuse me, strike. Delayed call again. Looks like our video is back up and running. So Mia Cunningham up to bat here, two outs. Dribbled down to the shortstop, Bombre. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Naugatuck as they get out of some jams here. Chatfield was able to really pitch out of those both of those first two batters and get full counts and then get them struck out, I should say. So once again, want to thank our sponsor for tonight's game, DBAT of Trumbull, Cheshire, and Bloomfield for all your training needs, whether that's baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, basketball, the premier training facility in the state of Connecticut with three locations in Trumbull, Cheshire, and Bloomfield. Check them out online at DBAT Connecticut. Thank you to DBAT for sponsoring our player of the game. With the Seymour win, we'll have a Seymour player of the game as we are Project Purple Sports supporting Seymour Sports here in the Valley area. So, I want to talk a little bit about Project Purple here, Zach, while we have some time. So, when you donate to Project Purple, you make an impact in the lives of patients across the country. Your contributions will help support pancreatic cancer research and patients in need. Our services include financial assistance for treatment, expenses, emotional support, educational events, and research grants. Not only will your donation help others, but also may be tax deductible. If you want to support Project Purple's mission to rid the world of pancreatic cancer, please consider donating to our cause. You can make a direct donation through our website at www.projectpurple.org. Together, we can help create a world without pancreatic cancer.
Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media for more updates on Project Purple Sports and just Project Purple content in general.
Make sure to follow us wherever you are on social media, Zach. We're everywhere. TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So,
Threads as well.
that's right. So up for Naugatuck here, number 12, Bethany Griffin Carroll to start the inning, number 6 hitter, holding Naugatuck to a 6-4 lead. 2 runs up. That's first ball by Barton. Second pitch is a strike, so 1-1 is the count to Griffin. Zach, so I know we were having some technical difficulties, but Chatfield really worked herself out of that last inning. Throwing, she was hard second pitch there, or third pitch, I should say, for strike 2 for Barton. So Chatfield was down 3 balls, no strikes, and was able to get 2 straight strikeouts. So really worked herself out of an inning. She didn't really pitch that great, but either way. Foul ball there for Carroll. Still 1-2.
And that's we've seen though in this game though between Barton and Chatfield both being resilient, finding their way to get outs even when they've had some challenges to kind of overcome.
Back to the pitcher. Easy out for out number 1 here. Top of the 6th. Naugatuck up 6-4 here. So Zach, I know I mentioned it. Seymour's got 2 more innings, man, to make something happen, and they've got the bottom of the order and really the middle of the bottom coming up next inning. And we probably will see Naugatuck's top of the order again here eventually, potentially. Gianna Bush up, the freshman, 7th batter here for Naugatuck. But we could see, we've got another inning here. So potentially we could see the top of the order. We should see the top of the order, at least the very top of the order in the next inning for Naugatuck.
Yeah, I mean, I think though you're going to be in a position where you won't be able to intentionally walk Bombery. So hopefully, third time's a charm.
Yeah, so 2 balls, no strikes here to Bush. Um, do apologize for the wind. It has picked up here, Zach. We have had the wind pick up. It's gotten quite cool. You know,
Yeah,
it's beautiful when we got here. It was sunny, it was warm. So 2 balls, 1 strike here for Bush. Um, Barton actually looking down on her wrist, Zach. I don't know if she's got like the pitch count or like signs. Hard swing by Bush. Foul ball right outside the right base, first base, I should say.
I think
Two and
it's
two is the count.
different pitches as well as different defensive formations, just different signals calling out from Seymour dugout there.
Pitches. It looks like
Pitches.
pitches. Yeah, probably from the catcher giving her pitches. Full count here. Bush being patient. You know, freshman Bush, one of the few underclassmen, really the only underclassman
Yeah.
for Naugatuck here. We've seen all juniors and seniors. So pretty impressive for a freshman here. Hard hit. That'll get through the gap there past the second baseman. So Bush, 1 out, 1 runner aboard for Naugatuck, which we didn't see. We've got timeout here by Naugatuck. What's going on here? Maybe they're putting in a pinch runner here. Maybe Naugatuck's thinking here like runner on first. We don't have many at bats out. Let's see. Yep, looks like pinch runner here for Naugatuck. So Zach, you're the rules guy here. So does Bush come out of the game or is it just a pinch runner?
I'm not sure for high school now. I know in professional softball, MLB, they're done for the game once you make a substitution. But I know it's different for all high school sports and even college sports. Just to know, for example,
Let's go to our expert in the booth here. So in high school, if you have a pinch runner, does the that person who comes out have to come out? They gotta wait. So dribbler should say up to second base. 2 outs there at Naugatuck. So Diaz with a dribbler to the second base and they get the out at first, but the runner does advance to second. So 2 outs here, runner on second.
and our rules analyst in New York just said they can re-enter the game. So Bush should be able to
Come
hit
back into the
again
game.
if they get to that part of the lineup in the top of the seventh.
Up to bat for Naugatuck is DeJesus. So takes the first ball high. So strike two there for, or excuse me, strike one for DeJesus. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Barton trying to get herself out of a little bit of a jam here with a runner on second,
She
giving
does
up a hit to Bush.
she does have 2 outs though, which is doable. You know, it's not like had second and third or something like that. And plus, Barton's looked very well here. And besides to Bombery, really, Barton has pitched a excellent game.
Another foul ball to the right. I hope no one parked over there because that's like that's been the magnet spot for all these balls here. It looks like they get laid on the pitches, but Zach, I just got to say this Testone behind the plate has been excellent for Seymour here. There's been a lot of balls in the dirt that she has stopped. Again, as we say, like runner going to third, she's going to get her past the third baseman, but left fielder's right there. She that would have been a close play. I don't know. Looks like the runner had a good jump, but Testone, again, as I was saying, she's done a great job with a lot of those balls in the dirt, keeping them in front of her. And almost another run there for Naugatuck. So let's see here if that pinch runner, if that pays off for Naugatuck here.
I would say it already paid off. I mean, I think that's the first real stolen base of the game. We know we had the pass ball where Cunningham scored in the fourth, but I think that's the first stolen base we've seen so far the 2 games we've done.
So Zach, DeJesus gets the walk, which I don't think we've seen Barton walk a player in the last 2 games. So runner on first and third, two outs here, and Onofrio back up, start of the lineup. So let's see how if Naugatuck can stay in this inning, put a run on the board, or Seymour can get out of it here. Barton wheeling low, ball one. Runner stays at third here. So we haven't seen this in the two games we've done with a walk. We've seen Barton command the bottom of the lineup, and something that we haven't seen yet in this game, where you've got that bottom of the lineup. Strike one here on Onofrio. Where we've seen that bottom of the Naugatuck lineup really not being able to take advantage of Barton. She's really had her way with the bottom of the lineup, but not in this inning.
Yeah, I mean, it was mostly just the walk though. Bush had a good hit, but besides that, she hasn't had much issue. And then the stolen base doesn't help right now. You could have first and second, where a single potentially you don't have a run scored. You at least have a play at the plate. Anything in the outfield is going to be a walk-in run for Naugatuck here. It's on the ground, but
1 ball, 2 strikes. Onofrio hit hard right to the right fielder. The inning is over. Wow. Seymour, right fielder. Great job by Sophia Hines. I don't even think she moved.
no, I don't
The
think so
ball was
either.
hit right to her. Hard by Onofrio. Really impressed with the Naugatuck 1, 2, 3 batters, Zach. They've really have been very disciplined at the plate. This Naugatuck team, tell you, for states and MVL, is definitely not a team to not take lightly, especially in that top of the lineup. And Chatfield, hey, that last inning, she got herself out of an inning where she really didn't have command, and coming off that previous inning where she gave up, 3 runs, she looked a little shaky to start that last inning, but really worked herself out of that inning. So great job for her. And again, this Naugatuck team so far has been pretty impressive in terms of how they've played and the poise of some of in terms of their play here against Seymour. So Seymour is going to lead off, I believe, with number one, Sophia Hines, or Kylie Testone here. So I think we're either going to see I think we're seeing the 5, 6, 7 batters here in this inning. Let's see if Seymour can extend this. So that'll be Kylie Testone, Sophia Hines, and Taylor Garano, which we saw Garano have some success in that last inning to start that rally. So let's see if Seymour's got 2 innings here to make something happen.
Yeah, and if I'm Seymour, I'm looking on kind of cracking down some runs here, not just kind of waiting till the bottom of the seventh to get two back. Could be a bit of a challenge, especially with Bombery coming up in the top of the seventh.
Top of the seventh, yeah. So we'll see how Seymour if Coach decides to pitch to her, Coach Ken, or if he walks her again. Seymour poised here, 2 balls, no strikes here for first batter Kylie Testone. So let's see here if again very similar to that last inning, Chatfield hard hit.
That'll get down in the
That'll
gap.
get down. Now that should get 2 by Testone. She's wheeling stand up double to lead the inning for Seymour. Let's go Seymour here.
To Stone on all of the balls she hit, they've been hit hard into the outfield. She had that one at the track the inning before in her first at bat. She took the right fielder pretty deep as well, but she made no mistake with that one. Right through the zone, hands through the zone, all the way through the gap to the back of the wall.
So Sophia Hines up, no outs, bottom of the sixth. Seymour down 2 runs. Hard swing, strike one. Runner on second. Our lefty here, our only lefty for Seymour, right? Sophia Hines,
Yep.
our right fielder, who had that put out there. She didn't even have to move and end the top of the sixth. That looks like ball one. So 1-1 to Hines. Runner on second. Seymour down 2 here, bottom of the sixth.
You know what? I haven't seen much of the kind of slap bunt that you're used to seeing in softball. I know there's not a lot of lefties here, but kind of here you get out of the box, get a drag bunt there, advance the runner, potentially get two on. It's an option, but I know there's two strikes, so when
Yeah, these delayed strike calls are awful. Low, ball two. And again, we're at a weird vantage point. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that was a strike. It looked pretty low, but it's hard to also see the batter right now because the way the coach is standing in our periphery. So full count here, 3-2 to Sophia Hines. Let's see if she's got to have the green light here, Zach. Right? I got to imagine, right? Coach is going to give her the green light here to try to make something happen. Runner doesn't have to move. Ball's dribbled to the second baseman, easy out at first, so one out, but runner does get to third. So tying run is at the plate, Zach. Number three, shortstop, Taylor Garano. So let's see if Taylor can keep this rally going. Hines is talking to her. I don't know, she's giving her a pep talk.
well, it was a great at bat for Hines, though. She did what she needed to do, hit it on the other side of the infield so the runner can advance with one out. Now, if you get one into the outfield, you tag up, you still get a chance at a run.
So bunt, looked like a bunt coming there by Garano. So Zach, something that we don't have. So strike one on Garano here, but pitch count. Chatfield's thrown a lot of balls. That last inning twice went the full count. Hit down to the shortstop. One run's going to score. So Garano gets an RBI here, cuts the lead to 6-5. You know, two outs, but Seymour cutting into that lead.
That's all you need to do. Just one here and then one in the seventh. Potentially set yourself up for a walk-off, too, which would be, we saw one of those with the Seymour baseball team.
Yeah. Next up for Seymour, the 8 hitter, Juliana Marcinek. Takes strike one, actually. That looked low. Nope, that was ball one. Yeah, these delayed strike calls in high school baseball and softball are just awful. If I have a gripe, hard swing for Marcinek. That's 1-1 is the count. So Chatfield, 1-1 here. Foul ball. 1-2 is the count. Two outs. Naugatuck holding on to a one-run lead here. Bottom of the sixth, 6-5. Seymour trying to extend this inning. That's ball two. 2-2 to Marcinisk. Gianna. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your last name, but I apologize. Chatfield, 2-2. Hard swing by Gianna. It's going to be fouled off, so stays 2-2. But again, Zach, as I just said, a lot of pitches here. A lot of foul balls by Seymour. A lot of full pitch counts. I don't have a pitch count, but I mean, she's got to be in the 80s.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow.
That'll be looking too. I don't know the rules for softball for pitch count. We know baseball you get 105, but you do honestly in softball you can pitch pretty much every day if you needed to
Correct.
because of the throwing motion. Now I don't think you want to waste your best pitcher's arm in games against easier competition, but if they don't have someone who else can come in the top or the bottom of the seventh here, you might just stick with Crutchfield to kind of potentially get the job done. If you don't get
Chatfield.
any Chatfield, if you
It's
don't get
Chatfield.
any Chatfield, in case you don't get any insurance runs here. But you do have, I think we have the two hitter and then Bomberry.
Yeah, Chatfield, the pitcher herself,
Oh,
and then
Chatfield.
and then
Okay.
Bomberry. So you have the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. So let's see if Seymour can either hold him here, get to that bottom of the seventh inning, and try to come back and win this, or if Naugatuck can put some runs on the board here.
If I'm Barton, I'm going right at Chatfield, getting her out, and then you can put Bomberry on and then get where you've been good the rest of the game, 4 through 9, and then take the 1 run deficit into the bottom of the seventh.
I think you take it one batter at a time, Zach.
Yeah, but I'm saying you got to go after Chatfield
Yeah,
here.
you gotta get her out.
Ooh,
First ball, low, ball one.
battle of the pitchers here.
Hard swing for strike one on Chatfield. So 1-1 the count. First batter here at top of the seventh. Naugatuck clinging to a 6-5 lead.
I don't think they've scored since that fourth inning.
Strike two looking. So Barton wheeling here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. First batter. Yeah, that's been all their offense, right? I think they had one runner on in that last inning that they were able to get to third just off of a steal. Hard hit to the shortstop. Put out
That's
by Verano.
routine for that middle infield.
A lot what we saw in that Oxford game, right? Like that middle infield was just so solid. So, we, and it looks like Zach
Yeah, put her on.
they put her on first. So Bomberry, Coach Ken having no discussion. Just get her on the first base. 2 home runs, 6 RBI. She's been the entire offense for Naugatuck. I like the strategy, Zach.
Yeah, I do too. You don't want
Let
to.
the other players hurt you here. Hard first swing by Umlin. Strike one. So the four batter, Catherine Umlin, a junior here for Naugatuck. Runner on first, intentionally walked. Bomberry, who has been the entire offense for Naugatuck with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. But we haven't seen any of that since the third inning, Zach. So
Yeah, well, they didn't even give her a chance.
other than the last inning where Naugatuck left a runner on third, that was a hit from Bush that advanced on a steal and then a player's choice, right? So Naugatuck really hasn't done anything. Hasn't been able to get anything on the board other than those 2 home runs. So kudos to Seymour here. Ball one low. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Umlin here. 1 out, runner on first by an intentional walk.
This is where, if you're Naugatuck, you need the 4 through 9 batters. You need someone to step up here and kind of help Bombery out, kind of with the offense. As Umlin's doing a good job here, working the count a bit.
2-2, yeah. We haven't seen that though, Zach, right?
We haven't. No,
Other
not
than
all game.
Bush's single there in that last inning, we haven't seen any of the batters in that 4 through 9 do any damage at all. Full count here for Barton. A little bit uncharismatic, or uncharacteristic, I should say. Not charismatic, but uncharacteristic of her. We haven't seen many full counts here for Barton this game.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Oh.
Oh, strike? That looked like a strike here, Zach, from us.
Yeah, it did. It did, Dino. Looks like it was right at the knees.
Wow. Okay. All right, so ball four there. So runners on first and second, 1 out. And Phoebe Jagallo, senior, up to bat for Naugatuck. Strike one. Yeah, you kind of knew that next pitch was going to be a hard strike down the middle. That last call, I don't know, man. Again, from where we're sitting, the angles, I don't know. That was a tough call. Strike two. Okay, thank you. Yeah, delayed call there. So 2 hard pitches right down the middle
Yeah,
for Jagallo.
Barton didn't like that last ball call.
Yeah, I don't think that was a ball. Zach.
I don't
I think
think
that
so
was a
either.
strike. 3 strikes in a row for Barton. 2 outs. Wow.
That
What a
was
way to come back.
Good off speed there. Had it 2 fastballs, pumped them right down the middle. Hit it
So
with the changeup.
next up for Naugatuck, Bethany Griffin Carroll, the sixth spot hitter here, number 12. So 2 outs, runners on first and second. Naugatuck clinging to a 1-run lead. Strike. Thank you. Zach, I'm gonna just start calling. Here, give me the buttons to the scoreboard. This guy is so slow. My
Uh,
God.
I don't know what he's waiting for because it
It's a
doesn't.
strike. Is a strike.
Yeah,
Dribbler to the first baseman gets her out. So other than the walk, the two walks, one intentional and one that's questionable by the umpire, but whatever. We won't blame the ump on that. Seymour gets out of it like 1, 2, 3. So let's see what Seymour can do here. Bottom of the seventh.
it's
This
all or
is
now, or
rubber meets
now
the
or
road,
never.
right? So coming up, we've got Ava Chernock, the 9 hitter, Peyton McDaniel, the 1 spot, and then Maggie Sudamick, the number 2. So you know, Seymour's got an opportunity here with the top of the order coming back, which is usually the better hitters, to
Yeah.
really make a rally here. Let's see if they can get a rally here in the bottom of the seventh here.
If you're Seymour, what you want to do is just get on base. A walk is as good as a hit at this point. You would like to potentially get to the 3 through 5 batters if you're Seymour. They've been performing well today. Rauchi, Cunningham, and Testone. Testone has probably had the best game out of the Seymour batters so far. She's had 3 hard hit balls, and Cunningham is not far behind her. So what you're doing here is you're just trying to get on base and keep the game going. That's it. It's like the end of a basketball game. Foul. The more time you have, as long as there's time on the clock, you got a chance to win.
So Chiranak up to bat. Chatfield wheels. Ball one.
This is
Oh,
strike.
strike. Come on. Come on. This is crazy. That looked like a ball from here. Ball one. All right, so 1-1. Again, I know we're a little boisterous, but where we are, it's hard to tell balls and strikes. And this umpire is so slow. Not hating on the ump, but so 2-1 to Ava here, second baseman. No outs. Bottom of the seventh. In the dirt. That should be ball four, Zach.
It should have been. But right now, 3-1's a hitter's count. I mean, I wouldn't swing the bat. I would make her throw a strike. You know, she's pretty much throwing 4 balls this at bat. Got a nice call from the ump, and that's
Ball
all.
four.
Just make her throw strikes at this point. You haven't seen her throw many in the past inning and a half. So it just comes down to, can Chatfield throw some strikes? And then if you're Seymour, you have to be waiting for those pitches and you have to get on top of them, drive them, and find the gaps.
Looks like a bunt there by McDaniel, but
Can't bunt anything that's not in the zone.
that's right. Ball one from Chatfield. So crowd's getting a little lively here, Zach. Bottom of the seventh. First strike pitch there by Chatfield. Naugatuck clinging to a 1-run lead here. No outs, runner at first. Hit to the first baseman. They try to get 2. Ball's dropped. So 1 out. Runner will advance to second. Ava Chernak. Next up for Seymour, the number 2 hitter, Maggie Sudamick, center fielder, who's done well at the plate.
She has this 2 through 5 tonight has done very well. That looks like that'll be in there for strike one. Chatfield beat the ump to the call.
Zach, that was a quick strike call. Not what we've seen all night. Ooh, high.
There's a
Strike
riser.
2.
Riser softball. It's like another go-to pitch. Comes in, rises up there.
So tying run on second. Let's see if Seymour can extend this inning.
Almost.
Is that a ball?
Yeah, it was a ball, but that was close. Closer than I would have taken.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Sudamick. 1 out. Runner on second.
If you're also Chernak, you gotta be careful of anything getting away from the catcher, because Chatfield's command has been a bit wild here. As that one's fouled off by Sudamek. You know, if you can steal a bag here, get to third, 1 out, makes it a lot easier. Sudamek could just get one at the outfield tag, tie the game up.
Chatfield again has thrown a lot of pitches this inning, Zach. Hard hit to the shortstop. Runner will advance to third.
And it'll
Second out.
come down to Juliana Rauchi here. Bottom of the seventh, 2 outs, down by one. Runner on third.
The crowd gathers around us, Zach. So Naugatuck up 6-5, 2 outs, bottom of the seventh. Rauchi at the plate with a runner on third. Chatfield wheels to the first baseman.
That'll
Wow, that'll be it, Zach. Naugatuck holds on to the game. 6-5. Was not expecting that, Zach.
no, it's not. I mean, I don't
So
think we were expecting Bomber to hit 2 home runs either.
no, so Zach, for what we know right now, this will be it for us for softball. We might be doing a playoff game. Uh, this is nice to see players that know each other. I'm sure they play travel through the area. These two teams, again, local rivalry. These kids see each other a lot during the season, various sports. It's good to see them hugging each other. I mean, Naugatuck, one hell of a game. Came in and really got on Seymour quick. So this is a big loss for Seymour because of the standings and where they are. You know, they've got a couple games coming up where, you know, they've got Seymour, Woodland still on their schedule. So, you know, it's going to be the next, like we said, the next 2 weeks of this season. You know, Seymour's got Woodland on Monday. They've got Wilby still, which should be a win, and Naugatuck has got some big games coming up as well. So the next couple of games, Naugatuck also has Woodland and Watertown coming up in Torrington, which is always a tough team. I know Torrington wasn't ranked in terms of the NVL in the top six, but Watertown is. Watertown's your number one. So you know Naugatuck's still got to play the number one, and potentially now the number three team or number two team because Woodland would have gone ahead of Seymour if Woodland won tonight. So still a lot of big games left for Naugatuck playing the one and two teams. Seymour's got to play Woodland, which they could flip back, but depending on how teams fare against each other, will determine that. So we hope to be back with Seymour softball for playoff game potentially. I know we'll be back for the men's baseball, boys baseball
Senior
next
night.
Wednesday, senior
Yep.
night. Um, so thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for all the support. Project Purple Sports here as we stream Seymour softball. Unfortunately, sometimes you know the Seymour teams don't win every game that we stream, but hell of a game. Seymour did make a comeback. Uh, Finished, you know, just oh so close to making a comeback here, but
Yeah.
couldn't get past those two big home runs by Monbray.
Yeah. I mean, it's not much else to say. Seymour didn't look like they wanted to play until that bottom third, top fourth inning, and then they kind of started to fight their way back, but it was a little too late.
So thank you for watching tonight. Stay tuned for more Project Purple sports activity as we go live next Wednesday from French Park as the Seymour boys baseball team, the Seymour Wildcats, take on Pomperaug High School for senior night for Seymour. So thank you for listening, and that's it.
Yeah, from the Project Purple booth, I'm Zach Gersner.
I'm Dino Varelli.
See you next Wednesday.